There we go. Are we
Yeah,
unboxing those? Sorry? Are we unboxing those?
I don't know. We might use them. Oh, I left them way over there. My laptop's here, which makes life difficult. My battery's almost dead. Hello, welcome to the after party where we do kind of whatever. Should we launch right into that topic that we teased during the WAN show, or should we just like let them stew?
What do they think? We have an awesome unboxing from Razer of things that we can use.
Yeah, things that we can use to like play games.
Or we can explain the other thing. Should we ask what they want?
Yeah.
Because we have mystery unboxing.
Yeah. We've done a lot of Razer unboxings lately. They've had a lot of stuff coming out lately. I've sort of, I don't know. Did you check out the Hammerhead unboxing?
No.
Okay, well, basically what I said about it, you know the Hammerhead, right? The new earphones. What I said about it was, it's not for me, because I'm not a bass head. But if you are a bass head, then there's a good chance you'll like it. Did you get a chance to try them? They're downstairs?
No, I don't even like in-ears at all.
Okay, forget it then.
Like, especially, they're in-ears, right? Like, they're directly in-ears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're IEMs, okay. Okay, forget it. You didn't mind the Flexineer Pros, though, right?
They went over my ear and hooked in. Everything falls out of my ears. I can't use them. That's why I don't like them.
Oh, I see.
Like, it's actually physically impossible. I'll, like, walk around for 2 minutes and they're out of my ears. Unless I'm walking around like this the entire time, it doesn't work. So I have to use, like, those stock, old-school iPhone ones that can, like, hook into your ear. Or ones that will go up around my ear, like the Steel 3
I see.
Pro.
So did you notice how many more people were tuned in when we had JJ on versus when we didn't?
It had started dipping before he left.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah. We were at, I think we peaked at 4,700.
4,700 viewers. I think that might be a new record.
Yeah.
I think that's a new record. So that was really cool. I thought that was neat. Yeah, let's talk about Ghetto Shield. Let's do it.
Let's talk about Ghetto Shield.
Let's talk about Ghetto Shield. I'm gonna go operate the camera because I want them to get a pretty good look at this. But yeah, so we didn't get an NVIDIA Shield. So we were like, okay, well, we still want a game on our desktop using a controller and a mobile device. So we're gonna make our own.
So yeah, I had seen a post by someone, I don't remember his name unfortunately, where he had made a similar version to this. But the fundamental idea, the thing that mattered, because I didn't copy anything other than the software, was Splashtop. The software is that it streams your what's going on in your desktop to your phone.
That lens is a prime. I can't zoom it in.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we took that idea and then my own nerdiness and made this. So what happened was I grabbed an old side panel, an old thick side panel, and dremeled basically a T out of it, which is like not very well done, but I just wanted to make sure it worked.
Yeah, it's kind of terrible.
You drew it.
That's true, but I also told you at the time that you shouldn't follow those lines.
It works surprisingly well, and the T ended up not actually mattering at all, which is interesting.
Interesting.
Jerk. Because another stage of it is that we wanted the phone not to be fixed in any way, and we wanted any phone to be able to put in it, so we didn't want a fixed plate back here where you just put your phone in. So we put Velcro on the back of a case, put fuzzy side here so it's not annoying to hold, and then the hooked Velcro side here. So if you Velcro a case, you can put any case you want on here, and because it's just a big T-panel, you can position it anywhere on the Velcro you want. So if you have really big fingers, you can position it higher, and it won't bug your fingers. Which is actually kind of interesting.
Which is very cool. And another option, if you preferred something more like this, is you could buy a cheapo, basically disposable phone case, and if you didn't intend to ever use different phones or whatever else on it, you could have a case that lives here, like this, and then you could just snap a phone into place whenever you actually want to use this, which gives you a ton of flexibility compared to you know, an all-in-one device that is can only be used one way. So let's get into the app. You had a demo running, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit rough. It's obviously not the same usability experience that you'll get from something like Shield, but it does kind of work. So what you need is a program called Splashtop. It's free. You can get the Splashtop Personal on your phone, and you get Splashtop Streamer on your desktop.
So I want Bulbasaur PC, right?
You want Bulbasaur PC.
It works wirelessly in much the same way that NVIDIA Shield does. Oh, sorry, I can't take that call right now. It works wirelessly in much the same way that NVIDIA Shield does. And so the way we have the Xbox controller working wirelessly is that it's plugged in via a wireless dongle to the PC itself. So your range would be somewhat limited. And, you know, yes, this is a very, very ghetto way to do it. But the way that I would kind of look at this is more like, I don't think it's a replacement for Shield, because Shield is, it has great battery life. It's an actual dedicated piece of hardware for it that, I mean, it's specialized. It's doesn't have like sharp pieces of metal that are going to poke into you and stuff. But this would be a neat way to find out if you think you'll actually use an NVIDIA Shield.
Yep.
So you
and stuff like Shield can automatically switch in between streaming stuff and Android apps. And this, you could make an Android version where it's a wired controller that plugs in through an OTG cable to your phone, and you could have this version, and you could just have like the plate interchangeable or something. But it's still not as fluid as a Shield could be. So this is, by every definition, a ghetto Shield, because it's cheap, it doesn't work as well, but it kind of can get the job done.
All right, here we go. You're launching Audio Surf?
Yep.
That's a pretty Twitch game.
It's and I don't have it fully, like, this game isn't exactly set up how it should be. So
Wait,
it's
I
gonna
should
be
be
a little
able
bit
to
rough.
control it now, right?
You should, but it's probably going to be hard for you to pick music.
Okay, go for it.
Uh, do, 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 do.
Okay, so I'm turning on the Xbox controller. There we go.
Let's go.
Aw, yeah, Adhesive Wombat. I have never actually played Audio Surf with a controller before. So, so to be clear, guys, it doesn't run in 720p like Shield does. It runs in 800 by 600. I'm trying to get you guys a good view of it here. Yeah, well, that should kind of work. So basically, yeah, you use the... I see how it works. So you use the control sticks, and you actually can game. Now, we're quite far away from the router.
Yeah.
But I am playing Audio Surf.
I played this earlier closer to the router, and you'll notice right now that there's a bit of lag.
There's definitely
You
lag,
can
yeah.
definitely notice that. I played this earlier closer to the router, and it was fine.
Right, okay.
So-
And another thing, too, is we're not even running an AC router. So that's cool, is one of the things that makes Shield work, according to the Anantech interview, review, is the fact that, I mean, I'm just not playing very well right now, which I think has more to do with this being unsuccessful at the moment. But one of the things that makes Shield work is its excellent wireless implementation. But if you factor in that something like... an HTC One or Galaxy S4 supports wireless AC, so that's on the 5 gigahertz band, and you have an AC router, you could actually be looking at a very satisfactory gaming experience wirelessly, as long as you're close enough to your PC that your wireless controller will also work. So there you go. We'll be doing sort of a more full guide on the channel itself, including some side-by-side where we take this and put it next to the screen of the actual PC and show you how much of a delay there is and all that kind of stuff. But Audio Surf is playable on a router that's probably 25 feet from here through
It's direct dimensions across if you're a two-story house. We're in the top left, it's in the bottom right.
Yeah.
So
this is
pretty
kind of
far away.
worst case scenario. And so there you go, guys. So
one more thing I want to show too
Yeah.
is if you want to just use this, the wireless one is the main best one. So if you want to just use this as a controller again, we attached it to the battery pack, and you can reach back there and detach the battery pack.
Oh yeah, you don't have to cannibalize your whole controller. You can just get. My understanding is you can buy the battery pack pieces separately, so you haven't actually ruined your controller either. You just have this thing.
So you just spend however much it is to buy the replacement part of the battery pack for an Xbox controller, and you've got the whole rig, because you very possibly, if you own an Xbox, already have a wireless Xbox controller.
Someone in Twitch says this idea is full of fail. Too bad.
It's a ghetto shield.
Yeah, it's a ghetto shield. It wasn't ever meant to actually defend you from anything,
No,
because it's a shield.
I got it.
Thank you.
Oh man. So I have to talk about this really shortly. I didn't
Uh-oh.
put in the after party, so you couldn't see it.
Uh-oh.
Actually, no. We'll do that first.
What?
It's okay.
Do what
I'll
first?
save this for later when we have less viewers, because you're not gonna like it.
Why? No, go for it. Fine. What?
They are releasing in one big pack every single Elder Scrolls game and every single Elder Scrolls
Oh,
expansion, ever released.
So, in spite of the fact that you own all of those things already, you're buying it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Why do you buy things you already own? That's what drives me crazy.
Okay, it comes with every map.
Okay.
So I haven't unfolded or taken out my other maps.
Oh my. So just so you can actually look at the maps, you are the worst type of collector.
And I know you can get Arena and Daggerfall running on Windows 7, but I'm assuming that these will be much cleaner installs. I'll add that in there. Although I've ran it pretty cleanly. So
Like, I
don't know.
actually have a headache already. Just from... So sorry, when are they doing this? You might as well give some details about it while I get this computer hooked up.
Unfortunately, I've been working for the majority of time that this has been known. So I don't actually know that much about it, but I think it's September 1st. I think so.
You're such a dork.
Elder Scrolls Online is also having like this massive live stream today, but
Oh, maybe that's where everyone tuned out to go
I haven't seen it.
watch.
I don't know.
Except that based on how much people hate on you for talking about Elder Scrolls endlessly, I don't think too many of our viewers are that into it.
I don't know. People ask for it too.
Yeah, but that's kind of like S&M. It's like some people want the pain. There's sort of nothing we can do for them. So people have been
Other
asking
than
us to
hurt them.
play different games. However, we haven't actually set up the game streaming at all. So there's like zero prep done for that right now. And we decided to just go ahead and launch the after party as opposed to... Here, can you hold this for a sec? As opposed to wait until later to kind of figure things out off camera and then come back after. Because people have complained about that approach as well. So at the end of the day, we don't really know what the right... oh, you know what I should do? Oh, I want to do this. I'm going to tease the ninja video.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
That's
this
pretty
is
cool.
this is like the best video ever. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah.
You've seen the in progress?
I went and specifically tried to go watch it because
Ah.
I usually don't get them.
Okay, so okay, what part should I tease? So it's about 3.5 minutes long, and we made this for Be Quiet.
The stairs.
I should really? You think the stairs? Yeah, you're
Probably.
probably right. Okay, so
I obviously wanted to plug my part, but I think the stairs is really good.
Okay, so there's the.
They have no
nunchuck
idea what's
guy.
going on right now.
Yeah, I know. They have no idea.
Or the
what's
roof
going on.
entrance.
Oh,
The
yeah.
entrances. The entrances.
Why don't we just do the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So here we go, guys. So this is an upcoming video on the Tech Quickie channel. I hurt myself very seriously doing that.
Shh, insurance.
All right, so hold on. Nope, we're done. That's enough. Okay, we'll show one more scene. We'll show one more scene. So yeah, here's the stair scene that Slick wanted us to show. Okay, here we go. But yeah, we're really excited to release this. We've also got a lot of great behind the scenes for this one. What's cooler than ninjas with guns?
Without silencers.
Without such, shut up. Or should I say, be quiet.
Whoa!
Hello. So you know something bad's gonna happen to him.
My,
Oh, and it happened to lag out at exactly the right moment for me to cut away from it and not tell you guys anything more about this video, except that Diesel's been working on it really hard, and hopefully we're gonna have that available for you soon.
my dad, Harrison, and I were talking, and my dad brought up this video because I'd mentioned it, and Harrison asked, "Oh, who's it for?" So I look at him and go, "Be quiet." I was like, "Be quiet." And my dad's just like, "What?"
I know, their brand is so weird. And they have like an exclamation mark in it.
Yeah.
And I was just
You
like,
have to like yell it,
yeah.
which is not quiet.
Be quiet! Someone asked who was the Asian girl. She was an actress that worked with us. She actually did a great job.
I wonder if anyone will recognize the gun.
Yeah, why was the ninja sleeping on the stairs? Wow. Just leave. No, I mean, I never ask viewers to leave, but you can leave. No, I'm just kidding. The ninja on the stairs is dead from...
He fainted.
He fainted? He fainted from...
From damage. His health went to 0 and he fainted.
Oh, man. Anyway, so... Oh, I've been completely sidetracked now.
What? It's the after party.
Oh yeah, I guess it doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Yeah. Anyway, yes, it's the MP5s from the workplace video. We bought them just because they were like on super special at like Princess Auto for like...
I wonder if you didn't buy them, if Diesel would still be a part of this company.
I don't know. He plays with them like every day.
I took one. I don't remember where or why. I think I had a reason. And I like heard someone walking around for a while and wasn't sure what was going on. And then he shows up and walks right to it, picks it up, and just walks away. I was like, whoa.
Well, you messed with his like his gun prop.
Yep.
I think he has a nunchuck. Oh no, he has the Adventure Time Fin sword next to his desk now too. He just like claims things, and they're just his apparently. Which was actually kind of the intention
of the fin sword.
Of like some of the cool stuff from ThinkGeek is that it should just be kind of around.
At least the fin sword.
Yeah.
I knew the fin sword would be his.
Yeah.
I kind of thought Jake would be his as well, but Jake's somewhere.
I put the plush Jake on the desk that we were using to film that Corsair video. Okay. Yeah, we filmed a video for a Corsair product that may never see the light of day, so I feel super exclusive about it now. Because, we have one. And I can't really give any details on it, but someone asked where's Sting. Sting is down by the unboxing table, so I haven't yet used Sting.
I was going to say...
I keep forgetting.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the reason that I put a knife on my keychain was so that I wouldn't never have one. Because I don't know if you used to watch my videos this long ago, but cameraman and I would always get out in the middle of the parking lot to do like outdoor unboxings because we didn't have any lights. And we'd get there and it's like a bit of a hike and we'd be like, Linus, did you remember a knife this time? And I'd be like, oh, crap. So it's because I can never remember to bring the right knife that I have a knife on my keychain. So, yeah.
And what is that knife again? That's actually like a nice knife. Who makes it again?
It's a Spyderco.
Spyderco, yeah.
I'm not that impressed with it, though. I think that like so many... it's amazing the different standards we have for certain products. Like, the worst motherboard manufacturer I would trust more than like the best scissors manufacturer or the best phone case manufacturer.
I don't know, because blades, when you get high enough.
Okay, blades are probably a bad example.
Yeah.
At the very, very high end, we're talking
They're
about pretty crazy
insane.
stuff. Okay, but let's go with cell phone case manufacturer then. Like, I'm not convinced that the amount of validation that gets done on even the best cell phone case justifies the price. We've proven that, I think. So... yeah. Someone asks if Corsair George is coming to the stream. We will definitely have Corsair George join us at some point. No, this is not a grasshopper. It's a ladybug. Not because of, ladies or anything, but...
Oh, we should do the... What is it called? Aatrox.
Really? You're that excited to open this thing?
I want to see it.
Do you want to set up a live caller while I go grab it?
Whoa. I was not ready for that. I'll work on it.
Yeah. Let's get a caller. Because callers are fun. Especially when they shock you. Because you're into that sort of thing, right?
Well, you are. You bought the Focus.
Yeah, true that. Okay, yeah, I'll give you that one. I walked into it.
Pick me is not going to get you picked. Post questions in the open chat, please, sirs.
Yeah, or like discussion topics.
Discussion topics, or post what you want to talk about.
Something other people might be interested in is a good hint.
Unless you really desire to come on the live stream and say "pick me,"
which, I mean,
could be
might
possible.
be a thing.
Yeah.
So we actually got 2 of these. This is the Razer Aatrox, which is their super hyper premium fight stick. Which is, actually, this is kind of a funny product to me because Razer had 0 presence in fight sticks, and then they were like, yeah, we're just going to make the completely ballingest one. And it's going to be completely customizable, and it's going to have, like, crazy build quality, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, this is the kind of thing that they seem to do from time to time, where it would never really occur to someone like a Logitech. I mean, I love Logitech gaming peripherals as much as anyone, I think. My second favorite all-time mouse is a Logitech mouse. One of my favorite all-time keyboards is a Logitech keyboard. Like, they've done some really amazing stuff in the past, but sometimes it feels like they kind of do it by accident. Like, G15 felt like kind of an accident.
Yeah.
Like, they had this awesome, like, idea, sort of, like, of putting a screen on a keyboard, which I'm still not that sold on.
I'm not at all. I never used it.
At all.
But I love the keyboard.
But the keyboard itself was, like, awesome. Whereas it seems like it would never occur to them to build something, like, crazy, weird, high-end. Like, you look at what, like, Sci-Tech does with, like, flight sticks.
Yeah.
And then what Razer's doing now with, like, this game controller. But there's actually a huge market for this stuff, but I guess it just isn't... it's not mainstream enough for them.
And part of the problem is that when not very many people do it, not very many people get sold because there's no mainstream companies doing it. So it's only not a large market because there isn't a large push for
It
it.
becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because
Yeah.
I think people have shown time and time again that when they're passionate about something, they're willing to pony up and buy a really nice one. So inside we find their usual outstanding packaging, black and green. However, they've moved away from that on their outer cartons lately, and they do just a plain brown outer carton. You guys wouldn't believe how much less it costs to do a brown outer carton versus a black one. It makes a big difference. All right, then we got some closed cell foam, which I do like to see, and the Aatrox itself. Have you seen this in person yet?
No.
Oh, okay, check it out.
That's why I was so excited to see it.
The after party has turned into like unboxings. Yeah, the
Nice.
the rubber
That's
grip.
really nice.
Here, I'll let you give your impressions because I already know about it.
The first thing I noticed, oh, it's got some weight to it.
Oh yeah.
I actually like that a lot. That's something that I noticed fading away in products is that like nice healthy weight feeling where when you pick something up and you're like, okay, that was made well. It doesn't necessarily happen too much.
Like that product has that ghetto booty that I like.
It's got a nice back, so it probably won't slip too much. It seems really solid. I've never used a fight stick before. That being said, I've been in arcades, so
Right. If
Probably
you've entered an arcade at some point, you are pretty familiar with the concept
Yeah.
of what a fight stick should or shouldn't be.
yeah. All the buttons feel really nice. Anything that needs to be tactile is definitely tactile.
It even sounds good.
Yeah.
You haven't opened it up yet either.
What?
It opens up.
What? How? Oh. That's cool. So you can... Oh, so you could change, like, buttons and stuff. Because there's a big difference between how certain buttons feel and what they look like, and you could color code them and stuff. Okay, how exactly does this work?
I'm just going to let him do that while I find one of the topics that I wanted to discuss on the after party. I actually had a great after party topic that I totally forgot. Oh, we had a lot of people messaging us about this before. So Britain, there's talk of having to opt in for internet porn and other adult content, whatever other adult content means. So Manitoba Conservative MP Joy Smith here in Canada plans a bill that would preemptively block pornography in much the same way. So they should have to opt in to internet porn, she says. Now, this whole article on cbc.ca is all fine and interesting and fascinating. And, of course, it's the usual thing. We're talking about protecting children. We're not talking about adults. And this is great. Adults can log onto their ISP computers.
I laughed so hard when I read that.
Check on the box and turn off the filter. All right, Joy, whatever your name is, Joy Smith, that is actually not how it works. And typically, anytime you have to communicate with your ISP about anything, it's a total
It's horrible.
cluster, that thing that they're trying to block you from watching.
Was that planned? Or was that just on the spot? 'Cause
No,
that was good.
That was on the spot, thank
That was
you.
good.
And then there's a few, so Winnipeggers had mixed reactions to the idea, and it's funny the article says this because the reactions weren't mixed at all. It looked pretty unanimously, okay, so here's one. I'm not a big porn consumer, but I like the fact that I can watch what I want without having someone tell me what's acceptable. Also, what's porn? Is something that's nude but artistic porn? Is someone doing something very creative but a little out there porn? Is what one Winnipegger said. You know, I can understand if you have kids and you don't want porn on the computer, but I feel like that's something that you could opt out of
Yeah.
just as easily as opt into. Someone else says, children need to be protected, absolutely, but I think that's a parent's job, not the government's job, which I 100% agree with. And this is the part that killed me. So this is...
I love this.
So the quote at the end said, Smith said, regardless of public opinion, she plans to move forward with the bill when Parliament resumes in the fall. That is insane. Regardless of the opinion of the people who elected you to be their voice, you plan to move forward.
That's just a sign of someone who shouldn't have been elected.
You should never have been elected.
No.
And you know what? I don't actually feel that strongly about the whole thing. I think it should be, you know, my wife's super conservative. And I talked to her about this, and she basically went, well, why would it be opt-in? It should be opt-out.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
That would be fine. My worry is that what does it stop at? Exactly like when we talked about the one in the UK. What does it stop at? What is adult content? Just like one of the guys said in there. And opt-out, that's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah, there's 700 comments on this on cbc.ca. It's like a big deal. And the top comment is actually perfect. Regardless of public opinion, she plans to move forward with the bill. Is this a joke? I hope you never get elected again, Joy Smith. I highly doubt you even know how to use a computer properly, so you should likely keep your outdated views to yourself.
Log into your... She obviously knows how to use her ISP computer.
This is so great. This is like such a great quote. You can log into your ISP and check a box. Like, oh man, just like it's not you know, like you know, it's not an S&M thing to slap yourself in the face.
I was wondering if you're gonna go there again.
Yes,
Finds a way.
I am on a roll tonight.
This is really cool, by the way.
Okay, right. You want to talk about that thing? Okay, show them the thing. It's kind of baller.
It's
I love it.
awesome.
Here, do you want me to hold it for you?
Sure. Talking about... Anyways.
Speaking of horrible content on the internet you shouldn't be watching.
So you can open it up really easily. The reason why I couldn't earlier was because there was the plastic things.
Oh, right. That probably prevented
So
it.
you just press the button, and it's not easy enough that while playing, if your like palm hits it, it's gonna open. Like you really have to chunk it down.
Now I know Razer can be a sponsor of us all they want on the WAN show, but you know, with that said, Slick is not exactly a Razer hardware fanboy. Let's just put it that way. So you can take anything he says about this with assume that sort of it's coming from someone who wouldn't just give them a pass on something that isn't good.
Oh my Jesus. The first thing I noticed was I decided to check out the packages before I checked out this, which I was more interested
You
in.
always check out the packages first.
Definitely. And it comes with a replacement knob.
Wow. This is endless tonight.
All jokes aside, it comes with a replacement knob.
Can you let me touch your knob? Thank you.
You like that?
Yeah.
So you can put it in.
This is a different shaped knob. So the one on the top is a very round knob.
Yeah.
And then this is more of like an oblong knob.
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got in there?
So not only if it runs out of durability, can I use like super nerdy terms and say if it runs out of durability, can you replace it? But if you don't like the style, you can replace that. I didn't notice it was a different style actually. Plunk that back in there. A compartment to hold your cable. This is the standard cable that comes with the unit that plugs in the back. So if you ever have to be mobile, you just throw it in there. Then you don't have to worry about like your backpack full of cables that you have to haul around, which is actually pretty cool.
I thought it came with a screwdriver. Maybe that's still in the packaging, but there's a little spot here for a screw. Oh yeah, there it is.
That's it.
Yeah, so it comes with a Phillips and flathead screwdriver.
So you can take the whole thing apart, and then all of these, I dare say modular, but you can replace the switches and this super easily with their, I guess, included screwdriver that I didn't notice before. And it was interesting to see how this worked.
Oh yeah, from the bottom.
That's actually what I was most interested in. It was like, oh, so it's actually more simple than I thought.
That's kind of cool. And then something that he probably wouldn't have noticed because he's not much of a whatever these things are called again.
What are you...
I'm trying to hold it open. It's making it hard to stay focused.
Here.
Oh, the hinge just stays open?
Yeah, it has a hydraulic thing.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so these down here are screw points so that if you wanted to mount, so the entire bottom of it is covered in mounting points. So if you wanted to install any like custom modified hardware or any kind of like neato stuff that you want to put in the bottom.
I thought it was just a design. That's cool. That's really cool.
There's a practical reason for it. So there you go.
And I think
Ow.
maybe not a lot, but if you had a little bit of extra gear, like a cable or something very
Yeah.
small, you could fit it in there as well.
Yeah, and I
It's
think you
quite
can. I
open.
think you can replace the graphic on the top as well.
It looks like it because
Relatively easily.
there's the different hard points, and then it's just a glass panel.
Yep. So yeah.
It's both sides.
Oh.
Oh,
No, I think there's
oh.
something in there. Oh, I don't think I put the screwdriver. Oh yeah, the knob's not in there, right? Just put it in. Thanks.
I'm already done. I'm good at that.
I'm already done. You're so fast. You're like Captain Efficiency.
That ended abruptly.
Apparently, when I was talking about the knob, someone could only hear video, or they could only hear audio, and it was pretty creepy. I've never been creepy before in my life.
How do you not only hear audio?
I don't know.
Because
My back's really itchy. I've been like itching my back the whole time. Did you see that sunburn I had?
yeah, how's that going?
It's peeling like crazy right now, so it's like all itchy. So there's gonna be like skin flakes all over the couch and stuff.
Again, who told me about that was my mom.
I think your mom actually follows me closer on Twitter than you do,
Yeah.
and follows Diesel like
Cool.
religiously, as far as I
Yeah.
can tell. Which is just
That's a good tip. Diesel the intern. Follow him on Twitter if you want like all the leaks ever that Linus ignores.
I pretend I don't know about it. I'm pretty sure he just shows all of our upcoming content,
does.
and then like I'm doing like reveals of like particular scenes
And
or
it's
whatever,
already been revealed.
and it's probably been out there like not only the iteration I'm showing, but like the previous ones that like just brutal.
Brutal? Maybe
Yeah, he
Brutal
also
could be
talks a
good.
lot of gaming stuff, more like more pro gaming stuff than either Slick or I really get into. So he's done. WAN show should be blocked for in the UK for adult content. I don't necessarily disagree with that at this point in time. I mean, between like the the pure innuendo that makes up this show and all of the the like fetish like backflakes and stuff that we got going on.
Fetish backflakes?
I don't think backflakes is a
Ah.
fetish. Although if it was, then I'm gonna put on this headset now. And we have a live caller, I think, which I'd totally forgotten about. I wish you would have reminded me before.
Well, he was connecting to the chat room when I pointed at it. So
Oh,
that should be a
okay.
fairly recent thing.
All right, who's our caller?
All right, man. Click on the headset button in the top left-hand corner of your Razer comms window. Unlike WAN Open, that's okay here.
Okay. Oh wait, am I in the wrong one? It's not live show.
You need to have that open though, as in here.
Hold on. Yeah, I got this. Okay.
Double click.
Blue.
There you go.
There we go, and boom! Razer Comms is fired up, guys. Remember, if you haven't done it already, or if you have done it already, please click this link, download Razer Comms, makes us look awesome. Where are you pointing at? I mean, I didn't take it there. All right, El Guido.
We cannot hear you. Although I haven't seen your mic thing pulse at all, so I think it's probably on your end.
Oops, I clicked some weird thing. Oh wait, I'm live in. Oops, I'm live in live show. I'm not
Oh.
live in WAN show.
What a noob.
Yeah, it's my fault. I clicked the wrong thing. There we go.
Boom.
El Guido, hello.
Hey,
we
can you
go.
hear me?
We
Yep.
can.
Okay, that's good. My question is, I have no space at all in my tiny basement suite, and was wondering, should I try to attempt to build a small PC like an ITX, or should I just go for a laptop?
That's a great question, actually.
If you've checked out some of the build logs on our forum, actually, there's the guy that made the flat pack server, basically. So if you could do something, of course, you're going to want a graphics card, I'm assuming, because you said gaming. So it won't exactly be flat pack mounted on the wall, but you could make something small and put it up on the wall. I've lived in small places before. You start to utilize your walls a lot more than you do in a big, wide open house. So mounting stuff up on the walls, putting stuff in interesting places, whether you strap it to the bottom of your desk or mount it up on the wall, it could be really helpful.
Putting stuff in interesting places, you say.
Yep. And like JJ showed us earlier on the stream, they have their new ITX boards coming out with those extended PCBs. So you can actually get really, really, really nice ITX boards that are quite powerful, and especially with Z87 where everything's kind of not as big of a deal depending on what board you get.
And gaming laptops are something where, honestly, they're improving.
They're improving, but their lifespans are still kind of an issue, I've found. And they tend to get really hot, and they tend to get really loud, and you don't have the same usability of a desktop with all the different I/O and everything.
And no upgradability. I
No
mean, that's a big thing,
upgradability.
too. I mean,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's why I was haven't made a decision yet, because I know you can't upgrade a laptop like you can a desktop.
Because here's my issue with it. The last 3-4 generations of Intel processors haven't really brought anything meaningful to the table from a gaming performance perspective if you bought something. So if you spent $400 way back in, it must have been, what year is it now? So like 2010? When was the i7-920 released? It was either 2009 or 2010. So if you spent $400 on that chip at launch, you are still having a very similar gaming experience to someone who spends $300 on an i7-4770K today, particularly if you overclocked, because the stock speeds are much higher these days. Whereas with graphics cards, back then we were talking 8800 series, and now we're talking graphics cards that are much faster. So from a gaming perspective, that's the problem with a gaming laptop, is not being able to change the graphics card. Not that I think the CPU is going to be a problem in the near future. So ITX means that even if you don't plan to rebuy all the components all the time, you can keep that same system and keep swapping in graphics cards, and you're going to get a much longer lifetime out of it. Not to mention that they're less expensive to begin with, so you could almost get yourself a value-oriented Lenovo gaming notebook and a value-oriented ITX gaming PC for the same price as a premium gaming notebook such as a G series or a Razer Blade series alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like if you can afford the space for a small tower, you can have it there, or like I said, hang it up on the wall, or you can have it pretty far away. USB extensions, red mirror cables, yeah.
Yeah, that'll probably go for something small like an ITX. Any recommendations for cases?
Cases. Prodigy's
Yeah,
actually kind of big.
Yeah, Prodigy's kind of big. Go for something from Silverstone. The FTO3 Mini is outstanding. It's extremely space efficient. It's capable of being liquid cooled with an all-in-one single 120mm radiator, and it can handle pretty much any graphics card. No, wait, that one
Cubitech
can't.
case.
I don't know about the Cubitech one.
It's
The
pretty good.
cooling's not that great.
No, how are
What's
you planning on?
Silverstone's other one?
23 mini FTC?
No, get a Node 304.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aren't those still kind of big?
it's not that big. It's about the size of the Shuttle. Speaking of which, Shuttle also has all-in-one PCs that have 2 expansion slots, which is kind of neat. Mind you, you'll probably fill both of them with a graphics card. Oh yeah, and the Elite 120 from Cooler Master is one I just saw a message about. But I would go with the Node 304 from Fractal Design. It supports not only large graphics cards, but also lots of storage, potentially. So you've got a lot of flexibility.
I had temporarily forgot what that was. But yeah, it gets used a ton. Almost every time I see recommendations for a tiny computer, it's Node 304s.
Yeah, I just Googled that, and it actually looks pretty small.
Yep, it's very small.
Yeah, this could work. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in, and I think we should take another caller if we're able to do that.
I'll look for another guy.
All right,
keep moving
cool.
forward.
All right. I did have another... Oh, this is your thing. The Elder Scrolls Anthology announced. Oh, my wife sent me an article last night that I really wanted to talk about on the after party.
I still have my Windows 9 thing.
Oh,
I never
yeah.
actually ended up going over that.
Yeah, we should do that.
Do we want to do that now?
Find us another caller first. Let's do that after the next caller.
Sure.
We stream for a really long time.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened, why we had so many viewers and then so few. I think I'll email Twitch tonight and I'll ask.
It had started dropping again.
I know, but it was just pretty dramatic. Usually it doesn't taper off so quickly. I wonder if we're just boring.
Maybe.
Could be boring.
Because you're right, we don't usually taper that quickly.
Yeah,
but we do at around that time point. One of our time zones goes to bed.
That's true, and we were front page on Twitch
for a while.
So people could have been tuning in and then going to sleep.
Yeah. So it could be a combination of things. Guys, you're right, because JJ left, but it had started declining before he left. It just, after he left, it kind of
He was a good guest, though.
He was.
Didn't let you talk much.
It's impossible to talk for me.
Yeah, I know.
Actually impossible.
I know. There wasn't much.
At
I
one
could do
point in
about
time,
it.
I was like, steamroller, I'm gonna talk right now.
Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome.
I wanted to say something. I was like, I've been sitting here for half an hour.
I mean, you know what? I think that part of it is that JJ is so passionate about
yeah.
the technology.
And that's why he's a really good guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I'm happy to have him back because he's a really good guest and he really knows what he's talking about. But like, there's a few things that I actually wanted to say, like when he was talking about how he's actually an engineer, not a marketer.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's interesting. You're also not a marketer, but
Yeah.
had a marketing style position, and I find that in specialized fields like computers,
Well, was in a marketing position.
was in a marketing position. In specialized fields like computers, it actually makes a lot more sense to have someone that's hardcore instead of someone that's marketing oriented.
But it really depends on who they're talking to.
For sure.
So JJ makes a ton of sense when he gets to talk to reviewers and gets to
the
talk
live stream.
to our audience, and that makes sense. But when you're trying to put together a marketing program for the product manager at Newegg, or worse yet, Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon's a super mainstream company. I can tell you, I know that at least one of their computer product managers used to handle shoes before computer parts, and was moved over to computer parts not because of a particular passion for computers, but because they were good at shoes, and they're trying to develop the category. And putting someone like JJ in front of that girl, it's like,
Yeah, but then it's a SUS. They're gonna have more than one marketing
yes,
person.
and they do.
And like, it makes sense to have someone like JJ, and that's gonna be a powerhouse of your company.
And part of the other problem is that the overlap between people who are highly technical and people who are very eloquent and well-spoken is sometimes not that big.
You're right. That's why some companies, just to bring in the software side of thing, you'll have your programmers, you'll have your like board of directors, and then you'll have the dude that is in between. And literally his entire job is just to talk to both sides and translate. Seriously, that is a position because they speak two entirely different languages, and to have someone that actually understands both is sometimes rare. And that happens, like, I'm only saying programmers because that's my field. It happens more than just the programmer field. The like super crazy lead of the motor development thing for some car company probably can't talk very well to the CEO.
Right. But like is probably a friggin' genius.
Of course, yeah.
Here's that news article that I wanted to bring up. It's done nothing to do with technology, but there's a guy in the U.S. that returns more than $500,000 in quarters. So he got a $500,000 insurance payout when his son died in a 2001 car wreck, and the other passengers that were in the wreck sued that they didn't get enough of the money. And basically the court overturned the decision, and all these years later is giving the money to the others. And the kind of ridiculous thing about it is that, to resolve years-long feuding among the crash's survivors over how the $800,000 in insurance proceeds were divvied up, he was required to pay it back. So pretty much, I think he was saying he doesn't really need the money. Okay, right. He got a $1.6 million compensation through his own coverage, so he doesn't really need the money. But the point he's trying to make is that he wanted to draw attention to what's going on here. Someone who died is ultimately getting a smaller payout than people who didn't die because they're whining and bitching and moaning about it. And yeah, he said he really wanted to do it in pennies, but he found that wasn't going to be feasible.
Yeah.
So it ended up being, I think
it becomes illegal at a certain point.
yeah, 4 tons in quarters.
Holy cow! How do you even withdraw that?
I
Like,
think
where
he
do you
was
go to get that?
obtained from the Federal Reserve in St. Louis. The
Holy
backbreaking
cow.
load of change was brought in Wednesday by an armored vehicle and delivered on a flatbed truck to 2 law firms that represented other victims of the wreck.
Holy cow!
And he just says there was no satisfaction from doing that, but the loss of a child is the loss of a child, and all the money doesn't replace that. Yeah.
Like if they decided that and then added funds to the pool instead of trying to take it from him, be like, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Although to play devil's advocate, the people that are alive might need it more if they're in medical situations or whatever. I don't know. It's just kind of sketchy.
What's up?
Don't need to add more stress to someone that's
I know,
in a
right?
situation like that.
Yeah, that's brutal.
People are talking too much instead of asking questions.
Oh, okay, so people are just generally like chatting.
I have a topic concerning phones and connection standards that... Oh, someone said something, so it's gone. Huh.
All right, so we're bringing on Jeff3864.
I had seen him say previously, while we were talking, while glancing over, that it's specifically... I think it might be against your thing with micro USB.
Oh, all right. Well, Jeff's wrong already before he even gets on the show then, but...
But at the same time, if it was agreeing with you, it'd be really boring. So I'm actually kind of happy.
You're kind
I
of
agree
happy.
with you. I'm on your side.
Yeah, but you have to be on my side
No, I
because I
don't.
pay you.
I disagree with you all the time.
That's true, and you're fired.
I think if you don't have at least some amount of opposing opinions, it's kind of boring. Unless it's like a information school.
All right, so which room are you inviting him to?
Live in WAN show.
Live and WAN show. All right, bring it on, Mr. Disagreeer.
Nope, not you.
Or Mrs.
There we go.
Or Ms. Whichever you prefer. My neck friggin' hurts from that flip off the fence, though.
Really
Like,
still?
it's still kind of bad. Yeah.
Not supposed to talk about that.
Oh, whatever.
We're not insured for that.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the live show. The WAN show.
The after party, actually,
The
but
after party.
sure.
He's in the WAN show room.
He says crap.
Watch him not have a mic.
Can you not hear me?
No, we can't.
You
And
have-
your mic is not actuating at all.
So, to be clear, Mr. knows so much about connection standards. You have to actually plug the thing into the thing.
Maybe his mic is using micro USB.
Yeah, it's probably it's probably
Maybe
broken.
it's past its like 300 plugins.
Yeah, he says he's against micro USB. Maybe he has
Oh.
another idea though.
Well, this is gonna be boring.
7H, so yes. Oh. Wow. Yeah, so for those of you who don't get it, the SteelSeries 7H uses, for whatever reason, a micro USB connection between the detachable cable and the left ear cup, and it is notorious for
Failing.
Mine died. But mine took a few years. So, but mine wasn't abused or ever plugged in or unplugged at all. So,
My dad's died. It wasn't abused, but it was unplugged and plugged in. And my friend's died 3 times until he just gave up.
right. Okay.
That
I'm
one,
really-
I'm not entirely sure that one wasn't abused, though.
I'm excited to check out the 9H though.
Yeah.
We have a sample coming
Is
soon.
it micro USB?
I don't think so. I think they learned their lesson.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I'm super stoked on that.
That's cool. I like it when companies listen and change things.
We should like play a game or something.
Using those.
Uh,
We both suck at fighters, but I want to use it.
I know, but I haven't done a proper unboxing of it yet. I don't want to open up
Oh,
both
so
of
you
them.
need one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I need one that's like still sealed. If you want, you
So-
can use this, and I'll use like an SNES controller.
I'm down.
We'll play like some Street Fighter.
I'm down.
Okay.
So he says, "Welp, I can't fix it, but my idea is Thunderbolt on a phone."
Thunderbolt on a phone is completely unnecessary. It's not a bad idea. It's just probably not going to happen for a good, 5 years or however long. Because what's cool about Thunderbolt is the fact that it's so flexible. It carries display signaling, it carries data, it can be daisy chained. So, you could have Thunderbolt that goes out to your monitor, that goes out to all your peripherals, that goes out to all your storage, that goes out to your phone at the end of the day, which is really cool and it's a great idea. But it's not that low profile of a connector, actually. Mini DP has quite a bit of width and height to it. It's almost kind of square looking. And it's totally unnecessary for a phone because we are a long way away from storage that is cheap enough and small enough and compact enough to fit in a phone and to make sense for the cost of a phone that would be anywhere near leveraging the speeds that Thunderbolt is capable of delivering. And then okay, so Jeff's comment is then because MHL wouldn't be needed at that point because Thunderbolt would be capable of both data and display. But, I mean, MHL is not a bad stopgap solution because it's capable of carrying both data and display, with the problem being that MHL is only USB 2, which is already, in my mind, basically a dead standard. And it upsets me to see Apple implementing things like the lightning bolt connector or whatever they call that stupid thing. That's still USB 2 at its backbone. So there's sort of my take on all of that.
This is compatible with PC, right?
Yeah, of course.
I only saw Xbox on the box, and I only see Xbox here, so I was just making sure.
Yeah, it's like an Xbox controller. It's PC compatible.
Yeah, okay.
Because the signaling is all Xbox,
I assumed so. I just wanted to make sure.
Jeff figures this would be useful on things like the Edge, with the flip side being that okay, it has insane storage on it, but it's still nowhere near what Thunderbolt would be capable of delivering. USB 3 would be fine. And the other issue is that Thunderbolt has power consumption constraints that are not going to be suitable for phone use for quite a while, in addition to the other problems like the bulkier connector and all that. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying we might be looking at like Thunderbolt 2 Micro or something by the time that that's implemented on something like a phone.
Yeah. What are we playing off of?
We're going to play off
Other
of the
than
MSI.
this-
Oh, we'll play SNES game, I guess. Or we could fire up Steam. We could play Street Fighter 4.
I'm down.
You down?
I'm down.
You down?
We both suck at fighters.
I
so
know,
Does
but
it matter
like-
which one we played?
Because
Like neither of us know.
Yeah, I don't think it matters which one we play. You know what? Let's just go SNES, and call it a day. So we'll get some. We got Super Punch out here. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to dust off another game here. So let me just do that. Do you want to find another color?
Sure.
All right. Thanks for joining us through text, Jeff. I'm sorry that you had some microphone difficulties over there.
It's
Jeff
kind of
also
funny
apologizes for the mic.
that it brought home his point, though.
Yeah, I know, right?
It kind of worked.
Like shoddy connections need to just go away. All of them. Need to just,
hello.
need to just go away. Whoa, is it working now?
Yep.
Lol.
Oh, his mic? No. This.
Oh, you're breaking things. Okay.
No, I'm not. You plugged it in. It started working. I'm not breaking things.
Plug in your face.
That's unfortunately not possible.
Or if it was.
Can't wait till we can like download information.
I know, right?
I want to learn riding a motorcycle at like a professional level.
Don't let your mom hear that.
At a professional level, so I wouldn't crash.
Yeah, professionals crash. Sometimes they die.
She doesn't watch it.
Yeah, but if you got into it, I'm not convinced that she wouldn't watch it.
Touché, sir. She's starting to play StarCraft. Did I tell you about that?
No way.
I walked
Your mom
into-
plays StarCraft?
100%. And she's like really trying to learn. So we walk in and there's like sheets of paper that she's printed out, which are her notes that she's taken in Word about things that mainly my brother, but my brother and I have told her over time. So she's like, lifting up buildings is a thing. You do it this way. Blah 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 blah. Select all the units. Put them in a group by pressing Control 1, and then move your screen somewhere. Press A and click for them to attack. Move in that direction. Like she has like super notes on everything. She's going through the campaign.
That is ridiculous.
It's so awesome. She has build orders. She has like different strategies. She even has like things that she's theorizing on there. So she has like she plays Terran. So he has like should I try going heavy air? Like would that be a good idea? And it's like it's awesome.
It's
so cool.
Hilarious. So how far into the campaign is she? You know the irony is that she's probably further into it than me.
How far are you?
I haven't started it, so
Then she is.
yeah,
She has been successful on missions. I don't remember exactly what one she's on, but she's like actually doing okay. She's moving along. It's doing good. I watched her. She was playing a skirmish against a bot, like not a campaign mission, just like a versus AI. And
Okay, that's pretty advanced compared to doing like a training campaign mission or whatever.
yeah, yeah. And she was winning against the setting she was on, which I don't remember what it was, but it was two base versus two base, and she had like 8,000 minerals and 6,000 gas, and 97 out of 200 supply. And I was like, you know what? But what she was focusing on was only building things using her keyboard macros.
Okay.
So she was only building units by pressing the button on her keyboard. And she was only selecting buildings by pressing the button on her keyboard.
So
And
basically, she was practicing fundamentals, not actually
fundamentals
trying
and
to win
mechanics. So when I saw that, I kind of giggled, but then was like, okay, what are you doing? And she explained that she's practicing her mechanics. And I was like, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want to do, because having too much money isn't that big of a deal if you can't play the game properly.
the game. Right.
So she's learning how to play the game properly first, which is just so cool.
That is absolutely redonkulous.
I love how gung-ho she is. Then there's my dad trying to build a computer with hard copper pipes, and he's actually thinking about doing soft copper and hand bending it
Really?
so that he can make like really nice curves and stuff, which is
That would be kind of cool.
pretty cool.
Okay, let's configure our gamepads here, because we have to take another run at this. Okay, ready? Press up. Oh yeah, it's working. Down, left, right, start, side, select, A. Nope,
That was A.
wrong A though, because it's different. A, B, X, Y, and then what do you want for like left and right? I mean, this isn't really okay. So left, pick whatever you want. No, like left shoulder.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
yeah, these two.
yeah, left and right. This isn't exactly an SNES optimized game device.
It might be okay.
Might be okay. Might also just be like devastating. Okay. So
Post questions in WAN open.
yeah, post questions in WAN open. We are still looking for live callers. Oh, this is kind of weird. I thought
I'm not scrolling up and the window's small, so repost it.
Oh, I see the problem. I have it set to not show desktop icons, so I didn't see the right thing.
Whoa, whoa.
And there they go. I hate the touchpad on this computer. I need to reformat it.
All right, I've got a few good ones here. No, now it's going too quickly. No.
All right, let's see if this is working, because I have no idea.
Okay, I got someone. There was a few really good questions in a row, and I just grabbed a name, so I'm not actually entirely sure which one this is, but I've added you to the list. There's actually, after I said post your questions again, there's a bunch of really good questions, so sorry guys, we'll try and get to you.
Were there any questions about dongers and raising them?
There wasn't, actually.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Me too.
Okay, settings. Let's crop dat. So crop dat bottom. Crop dat left. Oops, wrong left crop. Crop dat right. This is weird. Okay, so kind of like that, kind of like that, kind of like, whoops, not like that. You know what actually really annoys me?
What up?
Dat.
You say it all the time.
I know.
You say it literally more than anyone I know. Probably everyone I know combined. I think you still say it more.
That doesn't make it not annoying.
Did you say dat doesn't make it?
Yeah,
So do you annoy yourself?
sometimes.
Does that make you masochistic?
I'm just wait, what? Why did you have to take it there? I try to keep things appropriate on
something.
Oops. Sorry. Yeah, we're good. We're back. So let's move this up, and then same thing. I got to do the cropping. We had some problems with the way that this was set up, so we had to change things. Basically, the problem was that Diesel and Slick just completely wrecked everything that I had worked so hard to set up correctly. You guys totally did.
Nope.
Whatever.
The next week we came back and it was screwed up again and we hadn't touched it. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't us.
I'm pretty sure that you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm pretty sure that if your mom's watching this, she's going to give me a hard time for like
it's
being mean to
recorded.
you.
In the last live stream, you go, "Oh, what happened to scene 1? Why doesn't scene 1 work?" I don't know, Linus.
Pretty
Why
sure it's
doesn't scene
recorded
1 work?
that you admitted to breaking it.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure that that's how I remember it.
Pretty sure you remember it wrong. And it's not about remembering because it's recorded. Slick Mom in the Twitch chat. I am watching. Boom.
All right.
And yes, Slick Mom is really Slick's mom.
Yes.
Hi, Mom.
Yes, definitely. Okay. Are you player 1? You're player 1. Wait, what?
It's not.
Oh yeah, you gotta, yep, it's working. But you gotta pick the right thing.
Someone is in the RazorComps channel.
Oh, are they? Hello!
He's not. Dude, click the headset button, top left.
Yes.
Nope. That's Windspeed. He's chilling. What's up, Windspeed?
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Hi. Hi, guys. I had a couple questions. Number one, I'm from NCS Systems. Me and Linus have to talk because, PAX coming up soon. But what kind of meetups are you guys going to do at PAX and CES soon? What are you planning to do?
At PAX, I don't know if we had any particular meetup planned, although I did have a conversation with Western Digital today where they wanted us to talk to users at PAX about why they have the storage configurations that they do. So it's not so much that they're interested in what storage configs they have, but more they want to hear the justification. Okay. So like, why do you have 2 hard drives in your computer? Why do you have 1? Apparently I have the stream
It's
on.
his stream.
Oh, okay, it's not me. And why do you have an SSD versus a hard drive? Were you willing to spend more? So that might be something that would be interesting to have meet up about.
I am using speakers. That's a problem. Yeah, I am using speakers. I apologize. Any just particular fan meetups that you plan on doing at CES more likely?
CES is like pretty far away. We haven't even talked to any potential sponsors about it yet. I mean, we're probably going. I don't imagine that we won't be going, but it's still very early planning stages right now.
Okay. So thank you guys.
Is insane.
Yeah.
I have to get back to Linus with an email or so because I've been emailing you, pretty legit earlier in the year. But thanks, guys.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was only half paying attention because I was trying to get the game working.
Yeah, it's me.
All right, yeah, we'll have to figure something out.
All right, let me know.
All right, cool.
Thank you. What?
I'm so intrigued now.
I'll tell you about it after.
Okay. All right, we gaming now, or am I grabbing someone else?
I don't know. I was gonna try, but it doesn't look like my controller's being picked up by the game, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because you didn't pick Versus.
Oh, is it this one?
No, it's not, because I configured it within the dusted off SNES. So here, I'm just gonna reset the.
I didn't pick anything.
Machine. Yeah, you did.
What?
Yeah, you selected a particular game mode.
Can you do it?
Nope. You pressed like start. So game start, see?
Oh, I didn't know you changed it there.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So it's versus battle, right?
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, so now I probably will actually have control.
I can move.
I can't. That's kind of weird.
I'm okay with this.
With me just not having any, with me not having any control of anything.
With my competency in fighting games, you might still win. If you can like take damage personally for how bad you're playing, I could just kill myself trying to fight you.
Oh, it looks like mine wasn't programmed correctly.
What a fool.
So that would have boded well for your success. So you've never played with a fight stick before, right?
Nope.
All right,
Not
here we
even
go.
in an arcade. I've
Okay.
seen them in arcades. I've played other games, and I've played games that aren't fighting games with these type of setups due to
Bring it on, smart guy.
similarities.
Do we have another live caller potentially lined up?
Potentially, there was a lot of really good questions,
Okay.
but
Why don't I try to do a Twitter blitz while I fight you?
all right.
Okay. So guys, hit me on Twitter. Someone says name as many of the US states as you can. Well, there's
America?
I don't care and it doesn't matter, and there's I live north of there.
Name as many provinces and territories as you can.
Yeah. Name as many Canadian provinces as you can. That's my challenge.
Whoa! Was that me? Was that you?
I think I'm the one on the left. Yeah. I just kicked you in the ankles, which is like awesome. Then I like slid and kicked you with both feet in the ankle. Am I dead already? Wow, this is ridiculous. Okay, I'm going back to my Twitter blitz.
I like this.
Not sure if this has been asked, but do you think that gigabit internet will enable more intense DDoS attacks? We actually did talk about this topic not that long ago on the live stream. But even if that is possible, I don't think a whole lot can be done to prevent it, because it's
stop progress.
yeah, you can't just stop technology from moving forward.
If that was a thing, we wouldn't have cars because of how many accidents they cause.
Yeah, because they allow people to like go faster and have more accidents.
Oh, that's so ridiculous. What do I do? What do I do?
Yeah. Oh wait,
what?
you're not dead yet. Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah! Sliding with my back along the floor. Someone says poke slick. There you go. All right.
If I do it for every time I've been told to on the stream so far, I could probably sit here for an hour.
Someone says I ordered the Custom One Pros. Slick, did you burn in / break yours in?
Yes.
What'd you use? Pink noise?
I don't remember the name of it, but very possibly. It was one of those, like, things that you're supposed to use.
Okay. So did you do that before listening to them at all?
Yes.
This is awesome. I'm just
I
gonna
can't
like keep
do
like
anything.
kicking you in the
I
chin.
don't know. Whoa! No.
I'm going for perfection. So much for your fights. Oh, it's all about the ground slide.
Problem.
Aw, lame. Throws do so much damage. It's not fair. It's like you get to hit me, and then the floor gets to hit me, and then like your
Well,
dog
your leg
gets to hit me.
and then I don't get to do anything, so I guess it's kind of fair. Wow!
It does like no damage.
But it's so annoying.
Oh, my laptop battery just died.
Lol.
I made it this
Oh,
far.
you don't have to plug it in. It's fully charged. It'll be fine. I have an
No,
extended battery.
It wasn't fully charged. It only had 3 bars out of 5 on the battery.
Oh.
Oh, I totally won. I think that's the first time I've won one of our fighting game matches in a while, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Because you were kicking my butt pretty badly for a bit there.
And we suck, so like...
Yeah, I know. What all is plugged in here? Okay, so the gaming laptop is plugged in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap that one out. And then maybe we'll just, like, we'll say if we actually run out of battery on the gaming laptop, then the after party's over. I gotta go home and make dinner at some point anyway. So, yeah. If you want to line up another live... Are you changing your knob?
Yeah, dog.
I mean, is it like bad that your mom's watching this and I'm talking about your knob?
No, because you're obviously talking about the controller that I'm using right now and not anything else.
Right.
Everyone sane knows that.
That's true. But I never really claimed to be sane. Okay, someone asks on Twitter, new kid coming or not? Not.
Oh.
But at some point, it's in the plan. And not that long from now.
So this way you can say that they weren't a mistake? Or
Charles asks, your thoughts on the MacBook Air and Macs in general? I think the MacBook Air is an outstanding machine. I mean, particularly I think I put the screwdriver in wrong before. Oh no, never mind, that's not it. Oh,
I
it's
put
just
it
this
back.
thing.
Yeah, but it was in there.
I think particularly the latest generation MacBook Air with Apple just targets the right things sometimes. So they kind of go like, what's wrong with the MacBook Air? Well, people keep wanting more battery life. Let's deliver more battery life, and they did that. So it gets like a ludicrous battery life. It's powerful enough. It's super lightweight. I am sold on this form factor. So this is an Aspire S7, which is a similar sort of idea to
Except
the
that
MacBook
you have
Air.
a giant battery on the bottom.
Except there's like a weird giant battery pack on the bottom, and I still get like 2/3 of the battery life of the new MacBook Air. I'd love to have a MacBook Air. Do you recommend antivirus software anymore? If so, which one? Malwarebytes is outstanding.
Malwarebytes is outstanding for its one-time scan. Like, incredible. If you think you have a virus, download Malwarebytes and run it. If you don't want to spend any money, Microsoft Security Essentials is surprisingly okay.
Yeah, Security Essentials actually, the last report I read about it had it going down the tubes a little bit.
Yeah.
But for a
I don't know
long
who
time,
I
it was
am.
really good.
Oh, no. You're the same person, aren't you?
No, I'm Blanca.
Oh, okay. Are we both big dudes? We're both big dudes.
Yeah, it's all about the kick. It's all about the, like, backflip, apparently. Okay, I'm going to try to take a Twitter question in the middle of a battle here, so just going to kick you in the shin in the meantime.
Wow.
Do you know anything about Razer Core causing BSODs related to RZ? Oh, no, stop it. I'm totally going to win.
Probably. I can't get to you. That's insane.
It happened to me in their threads on the forum. Sorry, I don't know anything about it. Have you seen that? Blue screen?
I have my...
Oh, you have a bug report from something that was causing blue screens on your system. So, yes, it is still very much beta, guys.
I, to be completely transparent, I can't actually run it on my own desktop right now. It's impossible.
Really? So it stopped working entirely?
Reinstalling anything. I think it might be a registry thing.
Oh,
So I'm going to
okay.
hunt through the registry to find it. Because I found its uninstaller is not all that clean.
Oh.
So I think it's leaving traces, and then it's leaving traces of whatever that weird bug is. That's like trying to read something off a drive that doesn't exist with some really crazy folder names.
Because I've had that kind of problem before, where I have to just like search for every possible related word in the registry to correctly actually remove a program, and it's extremely obnoxious. Come on, come on, come on! Yeah!
The timing on that was insane.
They can't even see what we're doing. Oops!
Oh.
I kicked him in the ankle to win. But yeah, there are some issues with comms still, very much.
Yeah, and I'll hunt it down in the registry and I'll fix it, and it'll be fixed for the official release, I'm sure. But
Brian asks, I need some professional advice. For $130 Canadian, what's better? A used 2012 Nexus 7 or a used HP touchpad?
I couldn't change my guy.
I would go used Nexus 7.
Over an HP touchpad?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to have unofficial support, but it's quite an... Wow, I'm kind of going down here. But it's quite another to have official support for the long term for a product that you're using.
Even if it's not warranty, like having software support is kind of a big deal. That's why Nexus in general is very highly recommended by at least myself. Oh no, you're gonna just do that all day? Really? Wow.
It's great because you can't dodge it.
What?
Well, you can't.
Right.
I mean, people can. Yes.
Wow. That's so lame. See, I don't know anything, so the fact that you know that move.
No, I fluked into that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Installed a Sidon 240M and now my PC won't post. Any suggestions? Wow, you're going to be like that about it?
You were just... See, you always do that. You do something and then I do it, and then you're like, wow. Can I beat you without looking?
Well, I don't know. Can you beat me at all? Can you effectively beat me? He thinks he's going to beat me without looking over there.
Oh.
You had no idea what was going on.
I was still doing pretty okay.
Yes.
That's so lame.
Yeah.
So lame. The amount
No,
of
wait,
games
you're
that
still
we've had-
alive? Crap.
No,
Yes.
I'm good. The amount of games that we've had where you it's super low out.
I know.
It's actually kind of nuts.
Like, there have been times when I was pretty sure that I was dead, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
If you install a liquid cooler and your system is all of a sudden not working anymore, there is a very good chance that, like, bad things happened, and something happened, like, you know, you shorted something out or accidentally broke a trace while you were doing something. The good news is that shorts can sometimes be dealt with simply by taking apart the computer and then reassembling it.
Also, make sure that your mount is good.
Yeah, make sure you mount it real good. It's important.
It is. I don't know which one I am.
I'm the chick.
That one.
Whoa, she's fast. Haha,
My
Chun-Li for the
guy's
win.
fast, too.
Chun-Li versus Fei Long.
Holy
Sweet.
crap.
How do we do that? There we go.
I try doing, like, combos. Nothing ever happens.
You gotta be more random. There we go.
Wow.
I am, like, figuring out one move for, like, every guy.
I can't figure out anything.
Like,
I was
honing
doing,
you.
that time I was going, maybe I shouldn't start with up. I've been mainly starting with up. Alright.
I think for her leg thing, yeah, you just mashed the kick button. Oh, old games. How awesome are you?
Mine gets nothing from mashing the kick button. What about punch? Nope, I just lose. That's
Wow. I'm on a roll here for Street Fighter. I love this.
Oh my.
So it looks like for all the advancements that have been made in the last, like, 10 years in controllers, SNES controller, still a boss.
Worse that I just suck.
For some reason, I'm not able to view the Twitch chat right now, so I'm just gonna try this again. Are we actually able to navigate to twitch.tv now? Who's Cammy?
I don't know.
Do you think she ever made a
Cameo?
cameo? Yeah, well, come on, let me make my joke.
No.
My jokes are good.
They're all too straightforward.
Oh crap! I was still. It's funny. I was like, "How much time do I have to look back at the screen?" And I was looking at me monitoring the Twitch stream on my laptop, and I was like, "Oh, we're still in the character selection." No, we're not, because you're gonna be like that about it. Apparently,
What? What am I even doing?
you started before I was looking. You
my
knew I wasn't
You've
looking.
done that more than once to me. You realize that, right?
I think that what you need to do is just be reasonable about it.
What will this do? Nothing. Okay. Trying to do full circles.
Just
and press
rotating your
buttons.
knob. Pressing.
I can't get any form of special ability. I've tried a lot of different things.
This is so weird. Twitch chat's just completely not working for me, so I'm going back to Twitter. At least Twitter is relatively reliable, sort of. Why do we not see more small form factor, high power graphics? You know what? I think that's a good question. I think Asus is the only one that's really done anything with the 670 DirectCU2 Mini or whatever it was. And there's a couple of things that I think affect this. So number one is I don't think we really need it. Look at how small even like full-fledged graphics cards are these days. Like if you liquid cool a stock 670, I mean, that's about as small form factor as it gets. And I think that it's not that hard, really, for the case manufacturers to just build in the space for that, because it doesn't make the case that big. I mean, look at an FTO3 Mini. Oh, we've picked the same guy. That's cool.
Did we?
And then why, okay, so specifically he's talking about half height, which is kind of interesting. So the reason I think we don't see more half height for things like 770 and 780 is going to be thermal constraints as well as heat constraints. So there's only so much you can do to dissipate the heat away from something, and the smaller you make it, the less room you have to do that. So when you make something small form factor, you're making it more difficult to cool. Yeah, you finally won around. Good
No,
for
look
you.
at the health bars.
Oh, yeah, they're like
You can't
completely
tell.
out.
There's no actual yellow there.
So yeah, I think a half-height 780 would have the same difficulties involved in building it as something like a... Whoa, who's who right now?
I don't know.
I don't
think
know.
I'm the darker one. I don't really know.
As something like a 690, where they essentially had to put two cards on one full-size PCB. I don't think the technical difficulties are any different from putting one card on a half-size PCB. So you look at how much a GTX 690 costs compared to something like a 770. Would you be willing to pay $500 for a 770 that was half the size? I think most people would say no to that, and that would be like sort of products can only be developed that there's a market for and someone will actually buy. So
I figured out one of the buttons I've been pressing. Doesn't do anything.
what?
Yeah.
Like it's not bound?
Yeah. Or like that bound thing doesn't really have a function.
Okay, hold on. Let's go double check your key bindings here. That's awesome.
Because
okay,
because you notice how I finally punched?
Okay, so this should be A, B, X, Y. Oh wait, no, I'm player 1. Shoot, I just rebound all my stuff to yours.
Lol.
I was like, oh, they're all wrong. Oh wait, no, can't be right.
They might not be wrong. I just might have been pressing a button that's...
Okay, A, B, X, Y. No, I think the problem is that in this game, some of the buttons have the same function.
No,
others.
one of the ones I was pressing, he
Just
did
wasn't
nothing.
doing anything?
Yeah.
Awesome.
He did absolutely nothing.
What do you think about the Mionix Neo 8500, or 8200 rather?
I've been
You use
using
it day to
for
day.
a while. Yeah, I like it a lot.
How do you like the shape? How does it track on Balrog?
I've never gamed with it. It's not on either of the test benches. It's on my laptop.
Still, I'm not convinced there's that much of a difference in terms of how a mouse performs in a game versus how a mouse performs
notice
at a
more.
desktop. Okay, you might notice more, but for me, when there's something that annoys me about a mouse, usually it's immediately
Yeah.
noticeable to me at the desktop.
Yeah. Whoa, that's a thing.
I'm just going for the jump punch. Oh wow, that is so cheap.
That does so much damage.
And, like, knocks you out. So you were just picking all the wrong characters all along.
She's crazy.
Someone says, why the hate towards me and EA? We don't hate you, just EA.
What's his name?
White.
What?
Loneliest of all.
I don't know, man.
What keyboard would you have for $200, assuming you have no other keyboard?
Shine 3.
Shine 3? Really?
It's
Are you gonna buy one?
You're the snake. You're the snake. Sorry, because aluminum back. It'll last for like ever.
Okay, that's a good point.
Chun-Li's insane. Maybe
Why
she's
a
insane for
keyboard?
people that don't know how to play the game,
Maybe.
but she's insane.
I wonder what keyboard... Because I like the Zybel 60, but it's not a perfect keyboard by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to go with Ken again.
I don't want to leave Chun-Li, but I want to try everything, so I'm gonna...
Go with Blanca. He's green, so
Where
he
is
must be awesome.
You played him, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
G7 10 Plus, I guess, would be the one that I could really recommend. I mean, it's Logitech, so it couldn't be that bad. And
Although, O-rings don't go that well on tactile feedback cherry switches, because cherry switches 4mm travel time. You put an O-ring on it, it is now less than 4mm travel time. You have a tactile feedback halfway through that is now not halfway through.
you could argue that that's going to improve responsiveness.
Yes, but not natural responsiveness, because it's not the same distance.
Ah, crap, you dodged it. You learned to dodge, that's terrible.
Yeah, because it's not the same distance. So judging where middle is very awkward now. If you don't have a tactile bump, it's not that awkward because you
Right.
go, okay, I'm traveling about this far, like subconsciously, okay, I'm traveling about this far.
Right.
Wow.
I only did it because you did it. You started it.
First of all, no, I didn't. Second of all, I stopped doing it if you didn't notice.
I didn't notice because I was too busy getting back at you for being such a jerk.
Yeah, so your perception of where halfway is without tactile feedback, if it's not 4mm, is more accurate without an O-ring. Because you can just judge where halfway is, and then you get a bump which isn't halfway, and it's
I tend to bottom out keys anyway, though.
yeah, so it wouldn't really matter.
So it wouldn't matter for me. If
No.
anything, it would probably improve my responsiveness. Or the responsiveness of the keyboard for me.
maybe it's just a lot of people complain that it feels awkward.
I'm going with the fat ass for this one.
Whoa.
Someone asks if I've ever seen Singularity computers. Yes, amazing builds on YouTube. Outstanding.
I think they were at PAX last year.
Max asks for opinion on the Nexus 7. My opinion
Whoa.
is that it is sweet. Good luck with this.
I can't back up? Why can't I back up? He just blocked. Wow.
Aw, man.
Wow.
I'm just gonna sit on you. Which you might enjoy too much.
No, you can't see health bars again. Wow. You do that a lot.
Oh, that's awesome. So I was actually hands-on with the new Nexus 7 for the first time today. I don't know if you know this. Display looks amazing. It is noticeably thinner and lighter than the old Nexus 7. So we had a couple of them side by side for an NCIX Tech Tips episode that actually features one of their new guys. So Jack is going to be doing a new series of videos called Unpack with Jack. And it's not to be confused with Unbox with Linus, which is of course not the same thing at all. And so he did like a side-by-side comparison of both of the tablets, and it was very noticeable. I'm not sold on upgrading from a first-gen Nexus 7. And honestly, I guess I give very few cares about that form factor.
Neither of us care.
Like, I used my iPad for a bit, and now I don't even know where it is. And other than the fact that I want to do an unboxing for an iPad accessory, and I can't find it, it hasn't bothered me not knowing where my iPad is. So, here, tell you what, here, back off. It's
I can go back
down diagonal forward, and then punch.
There's a down diagonal thing?
Yeah. That's the well, don't kick. That's a kick. Down diagonal forward punch. Like in that order. To throw the fireball thing.
Down diagonal punch.
Here.
What down diagonal? Oh.
Okay. Well, there it goes. So this one. Or maybe it's kick then. So anyway, there. Go ahead. I'm giving you the combo. So if you can execute it at all, you should be able to beat me, because I don't know anything with this guy. Okay, well that was interesting. That's not what I showed you. Now the apprentice has overtaken the master. Not that I'm a master at fighting games.
Well, what? I thought you died. The health bars are so confusing.
I know, and sometimes they fall in slow motion even when like bad things don't happen.
Yeah.
So Nexus 7 is awesome. It's a new Nexus, and it is therefore good, but I'm just not sold on the 7-inch tablet form factor. I like smartphone. I actually eventually got used to the whole 5-inch class smartphone, but if I was going to use a tablet, I think I want something bigger. Like, I don't always believe that further miniaturization of the devices is actually better. Like, I don't think I'd go smaller than 13-inch on a notebook, for example. I like the 13-inch size keyboard. I like having a high-resolution display, so at least 1080p at 13-inch is actually pretty good. So there you go. Someone hits Linus on Twitter, apparently, because I said to hit me on Twitter, so they put, like, in asterisks, so it hits Linus on Twitter. So that was... I'm going to be a DJ.
That's cool.
It's not a stereotype that he's black at all, but...
Oh, no. Why would you even...
I don't know.
Right.
I ordered the Custom One Pros. Oh, which non-reference GTX 780? We actually only have one, the Asus one, and we unanimously agree that it's better than reference.
Yeah. I like the look of reference.
Oh, I like the look of the reference one too. It's so dead sexy. Look at this. His name's DJ. He's black and he's like a breakdancer. It's like the kind of stuff that you could get away with in the 90s, right? It's like these days, like the political correctness police would be all over you for this kind of thing. He probably jumps higher than the other characters too. Look at him. He's basically dancing.
That's cool.
It's like practically wearing parachute pants. So I actually requested from Gigabyte today their WinForce GTX 780.
Cool.
So then we'll be able to compare it. But right now it looks like the DirectCu 2 is a very, very, very good bet. So let's go to that's how it's going to be.
I backed up right
So
after
first you use a character that has claws instead of hands, which is obviously cheating.
Are both of his hands claws?
Yeah, I think so. I don't even know if Vega's a guy.
Both of the... It's... Is it more offensive to call it the wrong thing or it?
I think it is considered pretty offensive by everyone.
It's got a little bit behind it, I think.
No, just in general, though. 'Cause,
Whoa,
like,
what is I doing?
I don't know, but you're, like, dodging kicks by, like,
Whoa!
hey-oh!
I dodged so much stuff doing that. I should have just kept doing it.
Whoa, my guy does a cool backflip, too. There you go, you're dead. All right, you guys... Oh, we should talk about the Windows 8 topic. Your whole Windows... What would make Windows 9 the sort of one-size-fits-all?
So my idea is...
Which I don't necessarily agree with, but I don't disagree with either.
It's very rough and you could change things. But the
I like it rough.
the core idea is that when you turn on the computer, at least when you first start using the computer, the initial splash screen is the Windows logo with the 4 different panels. And then you'd have like classic mode or whatever the heck you want to call it, which is basically just like the Windows 7 idea. And then you could have business mode, which is the Windows 7 idea. I didn't get to change my character again. I don't know why that happens sometimes. But encrypted. And then you could have entertainment mode, which loads like XMPC or Windows Media Center or whatever. And then you could have touch mode, which is modern UI.
Modern UI.
So you can do everything. Wow, I really don't like that guy. I'm just going to let you kill me. Because the same outcome would
Punch
happen
you in the
both
groin.
ways.
Um,
Yeah, and then you could choose a default to load into, and that would have to be obvious and really easy to do. And that's about it.
and then I mean, I don't think they'd ever do it, but I
No.
don't think it's a terrible idea. I think it's something that a third-party dev is more likely to do.
That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. But it would have to be like,
Really well integrated.
yeah, it would have to be like a pretty good. Whoa, was that me or was
Yeah,
that?
it was you.
That was cool. It's funny when there's certain characters that you're like, yeah, there's actually just a lot about this guy that I don't understand. And this guy's probably one of them.
I'm gonna punch you in the balls.
No. Oh, that worked?
Not that we're sure if Vega has balls or not.
No idea.
So, yeah, I mean,
You're right, a third-party dev would probably have to do it. And that might have problems with certain implementation and stuff like that.
it'd be incompatible with this, or
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
work with that. But what would be neat about a third party doing it would be, okay, how about we go Dalsim versus Chun-Li? Because those are the ones that we can both agree are just like stupid OP.
Sure. Oh, wait. But I have to be...
You can be Chun-Li if you want.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
I
Let's
think
go.
Dalsim's going to win, but I don't know Dalsim at all, so I'd rather play the one that
I don't know him at all. I just know how to do the punch.
Is
and
it
the
just a
kick thing.
standard punch?
Yeah.
I thought you were doing a thing. That's ridiculous.
No, I know, right? Oh, crap. I'm in trouble. I gotta get above it.
No!
Get above it. Kick her in the head.
No!
Kick her in the head from 4 miles away.
Oh my god. Yes! No, 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 no! No, no, no!
Oh,
Yes.
terrible.
Chun-Li.
Opinions on Ivy Bridge E. It will be Ivy Bridge, but with more cores, and fits on LGA 2011. There's not really much to have an opinion about, because it's basically just Ivy Bridge, but, like, more E.
Wrong way. Yeah.
Like, E for entertainment, E for excitement, E for extreme.
So maybe Chun-Li wins.
What do you think about the Moto X? I wish it was sort of a higher end product.
Google doesn't really do that.
Yeah, I mean, Nexus 7 was intended to be very sort of mainstreamy.
They're always like pretty nice, but they're never bleeding edge.
Yeah, like Tiger 3 was an okay solution at the time. It was pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then you look at
Like, it's
Nexus
never
10.
bad.
They weren't the first to have a high resolution display by any stretch, but you know, they had a pretty nice display. It's not like Apple where they try to put the best display that anyone could ever build ever on every device.
Did you hear about one of the topics we didn't get to is Samsung's going to be making the new panels for iPad mini?
Yeah.
Going to be like sharper than Retina.
Yeah, that's very much a rumor right now, though.
Oh, really?
Because there's also some code found somewhere that indicates that the new iPad mini will be faster not higher resolution,
Oh,
and it'll just be like a speed bump.
so he kicks like backwards when I jump in the air. Look at this.
This is the stupidest animation ever. Like my guy's.
Your knee just breaks.
I know, right?
And his leg just gets longer. What?
Awesome.
Whoa, that was cool.
I don't know what I did. Oh, it's something to do with down. Aw, you kicked me.
A thunder
So then
troll?
you get past it.
Lightning troll?
What keyboard would you... Oh, okay. What's better for you, Lightning connector or micro USB? Oh, Lightning, 100%.
I like how you can put it in either way.
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
yeah. No, Lightning is, like,
Wow.
just vastly superior to micro USB in every possible way. Yeah, you saw it coming, but there was nothing you could do.
That's crazy. That's pretty cool. See, but every time I see something ridiculous like that, I'm like, okay, well, my dude probably has something. I just suck. Because, like, you see all... Oh, no! You see all these characters used in competitive scene. So, you gotta be good at something. No way. That's so poopy.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's pretty tall.
Will I be able to use the stock cooler for the i5 4670K for overclocking? No.
Technically, yes. Like 100 megahertz.
Yeah, Haswell really has some serious business going on with heat output, particularly when overclocking. You are not going to want to use that completely ineffectual stock cooler
Yeah.
for overclocking in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
Boop, 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 boop. Got my leg break.
No!
Yes.
Oh, I hate dying to that. So I'm like, oh, I'm coming back, and then electroshock. Dang. That's unfortunate. I know that guy. I went to school with him.
Who? John Welker?
Yep. Hello.
$0 for Nexus 4 or $150 for HTC One?
Ooh. Personally, HTC One.
Yeah? Would you pay $150 for a phone? Have you ever paid $150 for a phone?
No. So I guess it really depends which one I get for free. Oh, if you have the money, HTC One. I just went left until it picked something. I hated this guy. like so much.
I'm not going to use the electric move this time.
Oh, whatever. Like, look at this.
Well,
Look,
okay,
look,
I did it by accident that time.
Like, what? What
So-
does it even do?
They make the black guy super athletic, and then they make the native guy just, like, ineffectual.
Derp when you jump in the air. What? Notice when I do that. No.
And I love how
Almost the same
stereotypes
thing.
were just okay, even 10 years ago. It's like, yeah, we have a native guy. Therefore, he wears, like, tan leather hides, has feathers in his hair, in spite of the fact that there actually weren't that many subsets of Native Americans that put feathers in their hair. Like, it was not necessarily a big
Wasn't
thing.
it more different hairdos instead of putting feathers in?
It was just, like, this is, like, the whitest possible interpretation of what was
Because
going
we
on.
saw the first one we saw just had like feathers in his hair, and we're like, oh, so you guys do that, huh?
Or even, like, not the first one, just, like, the first one that was, like, hot or something. So it was, like, that was the one that we
Pocahontas.
noticed.
Oh,
Technical knockout. Yes.
oh. I didn't know that was a thing.
Moto X offers awesome customization. You can choose a different build material and color, so you can actually get it with wood on the back.
Well,
They're
yeah,
validating-
yeah. My picture was of that.
Yeah, they're validating 4 different kinds of wood, which I think is pretty cool. Apparently there are a lot of complications to do with using
Oh.
wood in a phone, so like you have to seal it properly and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. You gotta use it in the rain.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be holding it all the time, so your oils in your skin gotta wear it out a little bit.
Instead of manually selecting, you could have the OS recognize whether you have touch or not and decide to decide which UI it thinks is best for you, and then you could hopefully override it in some way.
Remove touch, and then it could maybe detect your panel to see if it's a TV.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
And then you could override the auto select, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think I've had enough Street Fighter, and I'm basically tired and want to go home anyway. So thank you guys for tuning in to the WAN show and the after party. Don't forget to tune in again next week for our very special guest. Actually, I think we're gonna reschedule the guests, so I'm gonna have to double check who exactly is joining us next week. But yeah, we will have a special guest. It'll be awesome. And good night, everyone.
Hey guys, might have a nap.
It's like
Legit
9 o'clock.
tired.
You might as well just go to sleep.
Yeah, I might just go to bed.
Okay, can you upload the archive first?
I have to comment the whole thing. That takes like an hour.
I can do it in less.
Okay, that's probably because I'm doing other things at the same time.
Right.
But still, like, kind of